Hello, and welcome to the very 10th episode of Very Special Guest. My name is Phineas. I've been your host so far, and for times to come. And who are you, guest?
Hi, I am Rebecca Chan. You can call me Becca, Rebecca. I go by like literally anything. And I guess you would call it like an OG YouTube animator, kind of working on coming back up, doing my own thing these days. But hi.
Is that era, right? Like, do you feel like... Okay, I'm trying to think of, like, what the generations of YouTubers are, right? Like, we always talk about the OGs, right? Like, the Smoshes of the world and stuff, but it's like, I feel
Yeah,
like...
I mean that's like OG, like OG platform, not just like OG genre.
I feel like the mid to late 2010s is kind of like a wave 3 that we had.
A little bit, yeah. I think you're probably pretty accurate there. Um, I grew up on like Fred and
Yeah.
Tobuscus, so
Dude,
like,
oh my
um,
gosh. Speaking of, like, we had talked about, like, the whole, like, when you meet someone that you enjoy, or with it, like, having a broken pedestal, like, oh my gosh, Tobuscus was, when I was in elementary school, the funniest YouTuber.
he was hilarious. It's unfortunate to see where he is these days.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, because it's, like, genuinely, like, oh my gosh, like, the Tobuscus, like, adventures and stuff, and every one of his music videos, like, always stands out. Like, my cousins showed us those, and, man, those videos actually really slapped for that era.
The thing that frustrates me a little bit that about that because like they actually kind of still do
Yeah,
like if you go back and watch them like you're like yeah these are actually kind of still fun, but
yeah.
yeah, for obvious reasons I'm not necessarily binging Tobuscus's
No,
channel these days or anything.
I'm not. I just, like, went back, like, I think it was, like, earlier this year or something where I had, like, a nostalgia, like, little phase for him for a second. And I was like, what if I just, like, revisit his old videos? And it's like, his music videos were, like, pretty good. Like, okay, my dad hated him, by the way. Like, my father deeply hated that
That will
YouTuber.
shock me based on what you've said.
He thought he was, because it's like, so first of all, so there's a few things about, like, my family, right, when it comes to it. They thought watching gameplay, why would you do that? That's the big thing that they had on
That
Let's
was
Plays.
a pretty common thought back then. I think, I mean, I don't know, maybe not your parents, but like, I think people in general are a little bit more open to it these days because it's not just about the game, it's about the person playing it.
That's my philosophy, even as a small child, always, But it's like, for them, and it's like, well, why do you watch, like, football, father?
Yeah, that's always been my argument too. Like, I mentioned it in my sports video actually. I was just like, why do you watch sports?
Yeah.
Like you don't. I don't get watching sports because you don't really have any emotional investment in the person there. But like you think me watching someone playing a game that like is talking over it is weird. Like I don't get that.
Well, so this is, like, so weird, right? Because it's like, I've always been that way for sports, but oddly enough, the only traditional sport that I like, kind of, is I occasionally will watch wrestling, but that's only because it's really a personality-based, like, storytelling thing.
Wrestling is basically acting with like very intense physical.
It's muscular
action.
theater kids.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I feel like it makes sense that like a wrestler like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson ended up as an actor. I think that makes sense.
No, I think so completely too. It's like, I'm always just, I only checked out recently, right? There's a YouTuber named, like, Super Eye Patch Wolf who put, like, a really good video essay together on, like...
Oh yeah, he's really good.
That video essay literally got me to actually, like, get into watching some of it and seeing some of the stories, and now I have, like, I don't, like, tune in super regularly, but I've got, like, a healthy appreciation for it, which is funny because I never expected to say that, but it's like, I don't know, I think it's that whole, like, storytelling methods and that chase for something more storytelling wise, right?
Yeah, I mean, wrestling kind of has like a stigma attached to it a little bit.
I think so too.
I mean, at
yeah.
least from like the people around me, it did. Like they'll be like, "Oh, it's fake. It's fake," and they'd say that like it's a bad thing. But like, I think as long as like wrestling is honest about the fact that like these are actors and stuff, like I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
That it's like not real.
I think that's a lot of my take on it too and stuff. It's like it's nothing that like is majorly like affected by the form, right? Like it's not nothing is like less quality because people are like kind of like yeah, not even just kind of but like faking what they do. And honestly, it's for the better that they do it because that would be dangerous to do for real more so. But they're like trained in safety.
I mean, like I know there's like standard wrestling, but like that's not the kind that we get on TV. Like standard wrestling was the kind you do in like high school or whatever. But
dude, it's I still remember. Did you grow up with the Diary of a Kid films at all or?
Not the films. Those were a little past my time as
Understandable.
like someone that would like enjoy it.
Well, I was like,
I did read the books though.
I loved the books. I met the author actually at an amusement park. That was a fun story.
Oh, that's cool.
He sat next to me on a ride, and I did not recognize him until I got off the ride, and I got a photo with Jeff Kinney. And
That's so cool.
That was funny because it was in 8th grade, and it's honestly it's one of the first moments where it's like the whole random encounters thing that I've kind of like gotten more used to nowadays. But like it's been happening to me since I was a young kid. That's the funniest part about the whole thing, you know.
I don't have many celebrity encounters.
You say as you've been to VidCon.
Like, okay, well, I mean, out in the wild.
Right, no worries.
VidCon's not the wild. That's like a place where you're like gonna meet people. That's kind of a given.
Yeah.
like, but like, did you watch any of the show called Zoom
Yes, with the Crap Brothers?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got to do like a meet and greet with the Crap Brothers as a kid.
Dude, that show was so cool.
It was. My mom did like an article for them because she's a writer.
Right.
And like, I got to like, they're like, hey, do you want to like meet them? And so she took us, my brother and I. And we got to like hang out with the Crab Brothers for a while, and that was pretty cool.
They seem like of all those like children's hosts from like our decades to be kind of some of the coolest ones.
They were really chill. Like I don't remember any like bad interactions or anything. I was still pretty young, so like obviously like I'm not gonna remember that much. But
no, that's
like it
fair.
was really cool. So
it's honestly that show, and then also there was like Wild Kratts, but that was like past my time and stuff. It was
Wild Kratts was after my time too. But.
It's crazy. I always think it's crazy because it's like you and I are only like 5 years apart, right? But it's
something, like I mean, I'm not gonna do the math.
No, it's fine. It's fair. You're good. But it's
math
like
is hard.
Understandable. That's why you draw.
Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm not a math person. I'm a spelling person. I can't spell worth a darn.
I always think it's so interesting because like 5 years changes the entire landscape decades wise, right? Okay, like wait, were you ever a Webkinz kid?
Yeah, for a little bit. I had it in like 5th grade, I think.
Okay, other one though, Toontown.
No, I didn't really get into Toontown. I don't think my computer could run it.
Aw. Dude, the computers back then, oh my gosh, like early 2000s computers were so not computery, and it's so funny.
I had I mean, I was really lucky to have like a personal computer like really early on. For context, I'm 27 right now, so like
yeah,
like 2000s, early on. I had a personal computer pretty much for as long as I can remember. At like earlier than 10, I'm 100% positive. But like it was not a great computer because it was like a hand-me-down of a hand-me-down. Like
I think
back in the day my dad loved building computers. And so like I got like the oldest computer that he had built basically.
So I still remember you probably used a lot of CD-ROMs for games and stuff too.
I didn't play a ton of computer games back then because mine wasn't capable of them that well. But I did play like a lot of like console games.
No, that's fair. We had a CD-ROM with like these like really basic the kids ones. Like there was like an Arthur's like an Arthur like Living Adventure one that we had. We had ones from like Leapfrog. We had ones from like Jumpstart. That was a big one, I think.
Oh yeah. I know those ones.
Yeah, I know that was a lot of the first like generation of ones that I tried in that area, which were all a lot of fun. I think
We had a
effective.
bunch of them at my grandparents' house.
Honestly,
Um,
well, so the thing for
have you ever played the I Spy games?
yes, I think so. Yeah.
Like they're really cool because like it's just like a real life I Spy book, and I was like, this is so cool. Like, you know.
Um, what I remember, the biggest thing I remember with I Spy directly, right? Like I think we had one of the Wii games of it because parents pick up like those kinds of ones. And
Hmm.
then we also had, or well, didn't also have, but I remember. Did your family own HBO?
No.
Okay, so there was this thing called HBO Family that had like a bunch of like they made a collection of like shows in the like '90s, and they were always on demand. So I watched all of them always. And they had like one called I Spy, which I watched a bit of. Um, that set of shows was so wild. Think about it and stuff like. Man, I feel like nostalgic like things are so interesting when you look back on them.
Hmm.
Because
There's always some crazy history to some of those.
I want to
I
dive
don't.
more into that. At some, oh, you go.
Have you ever watched Defunctland?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
amazing.
So he dives into all sorts of this stuff. That
Um,
stuff. But, like,
his Jim Henson retrospective is one of my favorite miniseries on all of YouTube.
my favorite video on YouTube is from him, actually.
What's your favorite video on YouTube?
Um, it's like the wildest party Disney ever threw. I think that's
That
the
one's
title.
really good too. I
That one's like my favorite video, and I don't know why specifically that one, because like his whole channel is like of that quality. I just
right.
find that video in particular to be like, that's the stuff.
No, I think a big thing for me when it comes to it is his channel like he makes like okay he uploads like once or twice a year nowadays, which is kind of sad to see, but like his projects are so good. Like
The production quality is really high though.
his Q times video is the best, one of the coolest rabbit holes I've ever been down. Um, the Fast Pass video.
Hmm.
And then also the History Mystery for Disney Channel's theme. I remember watching it literally the night it came out. In my apartment in this building, right? And
Hmm.
I watched the entire thing one night, and it was so magical.
He has like a way with videos that is just like so good. Did you he start I mean it starts with the Funkland because he did roller coaster stuff at
Right.
first. Did you watch any of those by chance?
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about roller coasters.
I love roller coasters. I'm a big
Okay,
ride
that's great because
person.
I do too.
I
I'm a huge fan of roller coasters. I'm like a huge nerd
no.
for them.
I think it is really fascinating. Like I don't know too much about many, and I've like not been to too many because part of this, right? The big thing is I'm from like Maine, and then so we had one like theme park. We had Funtown Splashtown USA, and they had two roller coasters there. One called the Excalibur, which is one of the largest wooden roller coasters ever, and it's amazing. And then they have one called the Wild Mouse, which literally the whole shtick about that thing is it's like, okay, what if we put in as many jerky turns in as possible?
I've ridden a wild mouse before. Those are they're older, but like they were mass manufactured
It's
rides.
weird thinking that there was a mass manufactured ride, you know?
I mean, they made those for like carnivals and stuff too. Like, or at least I think they did. They were like meant to fit in a small footprint, so you could like put them wherever you need to put them.
Honestly, that's understandable. I do like I really enjoyed that theme park. I've not been for since COVID, really, right?
Hmm.
But it's like I went there with my friends frequently. In because my parents often because they wanted to get rid of us from the house as much as possible and get us out and about to do things. And I lived in I don't know if you were more of a suburbs or an urban area or rural, but like I lived in rural Maine more so, like rural southern Maine, 15 minutes away from the school by car. No one around my age living around there. And I didn't drive myself, so it's like summers and stuff for getting to do things. I needed to like just be driven there, and the theme park was like a decent option because it takes up a whole day, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sorry, I'm blanking a little bit. Um, I looked up Wild Mouse to see how many there were, and there's a lot. Sorry, my mind went gone.
Don't be sorry. Literally, this is what this podcast is for. It's like I don't do a like conversational podcast to have like everyone being 100% on their game the whole time, you know.
I know, but like sometimes the ADHD takes over, and like I can't do two things at once or whatever. I feel bad.
I'm totally with you there. I have literally had those same situations happen to me though before. It's like I like doing that second screen browsing and stuff. Or do you use two monitors?
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I have three. I have three screens.
That's awesome. No, the way that I work it, right, is I have one main screen where it's working on, and then I have my computer operating on the side, and I just, like, look up whatever I need to do on that computer and stuff as things are going on. My dad, when I was getting a second monitor, right, because I wanted to get two monitors for my setup, but I wasn't using my own computer screen, I ordered one that wasn't the same size as the other one. My dad was like, "You didn't get one that was the same size?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't think it mattered too much." But it mattered a lot to him, and that's what matters.
None of mine are the same size.
I have one off to the side, and then one just that's more the formal screen and stuff. And honestly, it makes everything multitasking well. Like, I will frequently be playing a video game as well as like watching a show, and I'm unapologetic about it, you know?
Mm-hmm. I have like a cheap HP monitor, a drawing monitor in front of me, and then a hand-me-down from my dad, which is like a Samsung. I think it's 4K actually. But...
Understandable though. Like, no, well, so the thing too is like I have a laptop, but this laptop that I have, it doesn't have battery life, so it's not really a laptop, you know.
Okay, so I can't really do anything.
Yeah,
it's the same Alienware that you mentioned.
Yeah, I think that's an Alienware problem because they're just like powerhouse computers.
No, I mean I think you're probably right because like I had an Alienware after college.
Bless you.
I'm so sorry.
Oh good, don't worry.
That like snuck out. I had an Alienware after college, and like it doesn't, its battery just like straight up died. Like it doesn't function at all. I have to keep it plugged in 100% of the time, otherwise it just immediately turns off.
Yeah, no, it's always in there. My teachers are like, "What? You don't bring a computer to class?" No. When I go to classes, I bring three things: my wallet, my AirPods, and my phone. That is it. That is all I need to leave the house each day. And
I bring notebooks and stuff with me because I write things down.
I've never been a note taker in classes, and all my teachers hate me for it. They're like, "Shouldn't you be writing down notes?" And I'm like, "Nope. I learn best from just hearing the lecture and memorizing it in, and then just wandering and stuff." My brain built different.
I mean, I prefer listening to the lecture just like when it's I'm obviously not in school anymore, but
yeah.
What? When I'm in the lecture, I prefer listening to it. But I like to record it.
Yeah.
And play it back and then take notes on that.
Honestly, that's smart to like record lectures. We don't really have lectures at my school. I go to this school in Vermont that's pretty quirky in a lot of the way, so they've got like an upside down curriculum. So we take 2 core classes every semester for the first 3 years, right? So we take 12 different core classes, but we also are taking our major classes right from the first semester that we get here.
I mean, I honestly kind of think I prefer that.
It's really great for ADHD. The issue is with it, it's like you're kind of taking these boring classes a little too long, but I enjoyed the core classes myself a little more. Honestly, like, you just like get some really fun topics and stuff. Like I took one, and this is the way it's called in the class. I took one on like Chicana feminism in like my second semester of freshman year, and I loved it. It was amazing. My teacher was like a doctor, and she was just like at the point that she had a doctorate, and she was such a good teacher for it.
Oh my god, what was that?
Are you good?
Someone dropped something upstairs. I'm so sorry. The audio's turning out so bad on
Why are you sorry? No, it's fine. It's
like that scared me actually really bad.
I mean, I feel like that would be a jump scare. Five Nights at Baca's. Is this where you want to be?
Like
We, in my family, right? No, I spent some time as a basement boy because it's like when my grandfather moved in with my family for a bit, I was stuck sleeping in the basement because I was the child who had been out of the house for a while. And let me just say, without that little extra privacy of a room, it's so sad. Like, they can literally walk down on me at any time.
yeah, I mean it's not the best situation. For context, sorry I'm interrupting you, but like for context for like the people who are listening, my office slash computer arrangement is in the basement at my parents' house right now.
Which is
Because I need to move out to another apartment at some point. But
which
like,
is understandable.
Yeah, that's where I am right now.
Yeah, no worries. It's like
but like I'm right above the kitchen with like the wood floors, so like anytime they make a noise up there, it gets very loud down here. So that's the context that is missing for the people who are not us two that might not know that, but like,
yeah. Well, it's been like, I don't know. I think part of it that's like so funny within like, I don't know. It's like living in the basement's like, is your basement at least finished?
no. It's
Oh
not.
no. Doesn't it get
I have like wood beams around me, like and concrete floor.
You're in a cell?
I feel like it sometimes.
Cell Becca?
Like there's some like unfinished carpet scraps on the ground to like mimic a carpet, but that's really about it. It's a sad setup right now. But like, you know, as soon as I moved out, it'll be better. But that's reasons I don't share my setup right now, because it's really sad looking. But
I think you're valid and I'm proud of you, so take that. You're doing great.
Thank you. I just mainly didn't want it in my room.
No, I mean, like,
one, because there's not room for it, but two, like, it's just bad for my mental health. So I'm like, nah.
No, that's honestly understandable. I have this right, like, I literally, it can take me like 2 seconds to get from my bed to my computer. And so I do live a lot of my time in here, but it's like, I'm a college student. I think that comes with the territory.
Well, yeah. If you're in like a student housing situation, then like, yeah, you're not really gonna have the space for like an office or whatever.
I have like I have my Switch with me. I have like everything that I need in here, and it's pretty cozy. But it's like I've been trying to get more excuses to like leave the house. Like I try to do one excursion a day, whether it go be like get CBD coffee, which is a weird thing that I've like loved. Like putting CBD in like lattes is amazing. It's the best mix of caffeine and just calming.
That's very interesting. I would have not expected that to work.
I wouldn't have expected it to work either, but like I don't know if do you drink caffeine regularly or
I don't drink coffee. It's just too bitter for me. I don't like it.
Understandable.
But like I get a lot of caffeine from like my soda.
Yeah. I like the way that caffeine and ADHD work together. Like I oddly feel more focused often after I have coffee.
Oh no, that's a very ADHD thing.
It's like kind of calming, and like caffeine naps are great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh no, I can totally nap on like caffeine stuff. I can't. It's harder to do like deep sleep, so I try not to drink it like too late in the evening. But like naps, yeah, sure, that's fine. If I don't have caffeine in me, a lot of times I really struggle. I get a lot of really bad brain fog if I don't have like something to help. Which really sucks because I don't like relying on it.
No.
But I don't do energy drinks. So,
I don't do those either.
My intake is like limited by like what's in like a normal can.
I've never understood energy drinks, to be completely honest. Right? It's like okay, no offense to those who enjoy themselves some energy drinks, right? But like every time that I've had an energy drink, with very few exceptions, it's like it's a little jittery, it's a little frustrating. And it's like, I just want to, like, relax and enjoy myself. And I never find it good for, like, working. I don't understand Monster, like, Rockstar or anything.
I just think they taste bad, honestly.
They do. The only one that I like that's technically an energy drink, in Vermont, we have something called a yerba mate. I don't know if you guys have that where you are and stuff, too.
No.
It's a tea-based kind of energy drink, and it's absolutely amazing. There's no fizziness. The flavors are kind of like a good mix. They're not too sweet. They're not too bitter. And it's like all natural, right? So there's nothing like too bad in it. And it is by far and away the best energy drink I have ever, or energy drink type thing I have ever had. I grab one of those. Oftentimes I'll like get a bagel in one of those from like the downstairs cafe that we have. And that's just how I start off the day. And it's such a good way to start it off. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, just like that rush, it gets you like kind of focused in. And
I wonder if it's like Celsius. Have you ever had those?
it's sort of like that, I think, but not fizzy, but like I've had like one
I mean,
Celsius.
they have not fizzy ones of Celsius.
Yeah. I've had like one Celsius. This one's just like, it's more of a tea brew. Like, yerba mate is like a type of tea. But it's like Guayaki. That's the name of the company that like manages these, and they do a great job.
Yeah,
I'm proud of them.
No idea what that is.
But they got a few flavors that I go with. Either Enlightenment's my big one because I'm a mint person, right? And then also like they have a berry one that's pretty good. They have the citrus ones aren't as good, but like the orange and the lemon aren't as good. But they got enough good flavors to try, and I've like the peach one they have is really great. It's nice.
I mean, I obviously haven't tried that, but I have tried Celsius, and if they're similar, I guess that works.
What's Celsius like?
So
for you?
like I'm not a fan of tea flavor.
Right.
It just doesn't agree with me. So like as a result, Celsius doesn't taste that great to me.
Fair enough.
But it's light enough where I can get through it. It's just not like something I go for when I'm thirsty most of the time. But like Celsius has the strangest effect because like I mean I know I have, or at least I've been told I have ADHD. And like I don't get that much effect from like a Diet Coke or something. It helps, but it's not like life changing or anything. And I don't know why the first med that like my doctor tried me on was Adderall, which is a stimulant. And I mean I responded really well to it though.
Yeah.
I promise this is going somewhere.
No worries. I don't mind at all.
But like Adderall, and I responded really well. And then, but because it's like a regulated medicine, I don't have access to it anymore.
Right.
But like none of the non-stimulants have worked. They've just not really done anything for me.
See.
But when I drink Celsius, it's a very similar effect to like how I feel when I have Adderall.
Gotcha. See.
And I don't know why. I mean, I know it's caffeinated, but I don't know what else about it makes me able to have just that like little bit more of control of my brain.
I mean, like, no, I think the wildest thing with brains, right, is there's no way to really figure out, like, there's, like, the science, right, but it's, like, science is a myth. I'm kidding, no, science is real. But, like...
Science is a myth? No, it's not.
I know, no, it's very real.
It's very real.
We are not science deniers. Come on, guys, please don't cancel us. Well, but, yeah, but, like, the whole thing with it is it's like there's science that explains the brain, but it's like in practice it's like you never understand your own brain, you know? It's just something that exists in your head, and it's like I don't know. Yeah.
It's very difficult to understand it. Like I mean just like my emotions, right? Like sometimes I don't fully know how I feel about things. Which you would think that would be like abundantly clear because it's you and it's in your own head, but like sometimes like your emotions just don't make sense.
Oh, 100%. It's like I feel like the whole thing for it, right, is it's like my whole thing that I've been finding more and more. My emotions are kind of in flux oftentimes and stuff, right? It's like I often have like rather high highs and then low lows sometimes. And it's like, it's weird figuring that out because that's been like a newer thing for me to like figure out. And then like piecing that together and stuff, it's just like, there's no way to like directly like process your own things on your own head, which is part of the good thing about having like other human beings who exist, because it's like other people can have their thoughts on things too.
Yeah. Like I've experienced a very similar thing, but like I I don't necessarily want to like say exactly what it is,
No
but like
worries.
um we've discussed a certain condition that I have where there are periods of time where like my emotions are just like at 120%.
Right.
Like whatever I'm feeling like is like amplified and put to the extremes, and then there's other times where like it's just pretty level, like it's like I'm able to regulate it. um
Mm-hmm.
and like part of the medications that I've been put on have been to help regulate that, but like it's so weird because I can like feel that change when it starts to shift from one section to the other, but like there's nothing I can do about it, and
Yeah.
it's a bizarre feeling. um but I'm just very aware of it now that I know like this thing is a thing, right? um it's so weird. I kind of forget where I'm going with that, but like it was very weird.
I think I get where you're going with that. No, I don't know. I always just feel like the brain is I think the whole thing of emotions, right, is it's like you go through so much of your time. Like when you're a little kid, I feel like your emotional awareness of yours or others' emotions are so weird to think about, right? But it's like as you grow older, you start to figure things out, maybe. Um maybe
I
that's
actually kind of think it's the opposite.
oh,
Mainly because like okay, so like kids are very emotionally aware,
mm-hmm.
but they don't have the words to express it.
Right.
Like if a baby is hungry, they're gonna cry.
Yeah.
They're very aware that they're hungry. Whereas I forget that I'm hungry all the time.
That's a mood.
Like like they're like kids are they have interesting tells. They're not able to express their emotions well, but like they feel them very strongly. Um,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like um, I feel like us as an adult, like we've been kind of conditioned in a way where we like have to put our emotions aside, and
Right.
we're not like I felt like I was a bad person growing up because I felt angry.
Uh-huh.
Not being angry, not acting angry, but I felt angry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so like, the pressure was to like put that emotion somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, like as an adult, I think a lot of us really struggle with like understanding how we feel because we've been forced to like push these emotions to the side, ignore them, not give them that like the attention that they need. Um, because like that's what we were taught, and now we don't know what to do with it.
Well, it's crazy too because it's like I feel like the whole thing, like what I believe is right. I think everyone deserves to have like therapy, right? Like everyone should be able to
Oh, 100%.
like it's so for literally everyone. But like it's crazy when you think about how like a generations above ours, right? Um, don't didn't grow up in that kind of a world and have been told to like power through everything, you know.
I got a little bit of both. So I was born in 96.
Right.
Um, and I was born in like the middle of the year, July, so like slightly leaning toward the latter half. Um, so like I'm what they call a zillennial.
Yeah.
Like I'm very much like in the middle. So like
Spicy name.
I get both. I have perspectives of each. Like I remember 9/11. That's kind of the
You're,
main thing.
I
But
was
like
born
not
4 days
well.
after that, so yeah. I was not alive for that, so yeah.
Yeah, but like, you see what I mean, like where the experiences are like slightly different. So I got a lot, like a fair bit of like the push it to the side. You're not allowed to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also get like from the people behind me. They're just like, no, express how you feel. Tell everyone.
Self
Like
care.
it's very mixed signals.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and I feel like honestly, like the millennials are relatively better about it. It's the Gen X, I feel like, and beyond, right? Like my parents. I
My
don't
parents
know.
are Gen X as well.
Mine are yeah, no, mine were born early 70s, and they always had the mentality of do it right, kind of like that whole textbook kind of thing, and It's understandable. Everyone's like shaped by their lived experiences, right? Like we're gonna have ebbs and flows and how generations handle these things for a while. Like for some reason that like it's I always think that's so wild to think about, right? Because it's like there's probably gonna be some generation that's like there's probably gonna be some generation that comes after us that just like doubles that just is not like Gen Z at all. And generations are a weird.
Gen Alpha, I think, is the next one.
Dude, dude, I am scared for that generation, and
I am too.
I will tell you.
Okay, if any of them are watching, I'm sorry. We're trying.
I'm not. You guys deserve this fate. I'm kidding. No. No.
Like, look, we got like. To Gen Alpha, like, I'm sorry, we're trying our best, but like we got left a shit show. So like
well, so okay, but one of the scariest things. Okay, how old were you when you got like your first smartphone?
I gotta think about this.
No worries.
I don't fully remember because I think I was in like 8th grade.
Okay, no, that's a chill.
Either 8th or freshman.
I got mine.
So like 2011, I want to guess.
So I got mine in between the summers of 8th grade and freshman year. My parents finally decided to cave and let me get a phone. Before that, it was you need to get all your grades at 93s, and then we'll get you a phone. I got it at the same time my brother did because the older sibling trick is we often got things at the same time as the younger siblings.
No, that was the same way it was for me and my brother. We both... I'm going to date myself a little bit here. Not that I've already not done that, but like when we got our phone lines, we got them at the same time. And we got our first phones were like Motorola Razors, like when they first came out, not the remake.
Right.
I had a pink Motorola Razor.
I mean, I think that's based.
it was kind of cool. Like it was interesting to have like a stainless steel phone, because they were like metal, like they weren't like plastic. They felt sturdy.
See, I had a soft smartphone, like the initially like I had like it was like an LG one where it was like a baby smartphone. You could download some games for it, but it wasn't like a smartphone, but it was like a little track phone, right? I had that in like 7th grade because I was going off to live with my uncle for a week, and my parents were worried for me. Which, granted, I'd be worried to send me to live with them. Send me to live with him too. He literally asked me, an 8th grader, for dating advice about a girl that he randomly met in a grocery store.
That's a little weird. I mean, yeah, I guess I can understand that.
No, he's
not the asking, the being worried.
Yeah, he's a nice man. He's just in his 50s, and asking that from like 13-year-old I think's kind of funny. I
don't necessarily think it's like the end of the world.
No, it's I don't think it is either. But it's like I don't know. He's a nice guy. I went to stay with him for a theater camp for a bit. My parents were worried, so we set up a code word. So the code word that we had that my mom came up with was paprika. If I got like if I wanted to leave, right? So they were like, okay, if you want to leave, just say paprika, and we'll come pick you up out like 45 minutes away. And I made it through the week. It was pretty not too bad. I survived, you know.
I lived.
Right? But like, so I had one of those phones for that, and the whole thing is they gave me some minutes to reactivate every month because that's how the track phones worked. I spent some money on a bad Sims game for that, I think, so I could play on the bus for a little bit.
Yeah.
Everyone else in my grade, though, like, let's be real, my generation was the one that got their phones as early as possible. A lot of them getting them during middle school. And so I was one of the last kids to get a phone in my grade.
I mean, I think my first smartphone was like a hand-me-down iPhone 4.
Mine was the 6. I got it. And that was nice. But I got an XR, which is getting to the end of its lifespan. I got it before senior year of high school.
That was my last phone. an XR.
Yeah.
It was the first one that could do like the facial tracking for my model.
Mine's yellow. I love that. Yellow's my favorite color, by the way.
I had the red one, but now I have a purple 12.
My brother had the red one.
It's very on brand.
Honestly, yeah. Is purple your favorite color?
Very, very much is, yeah.
I love that our friendship where the energies are my favorite color is yellow and yours is like purple.
Yellow is, I think, is my second favorite.
Purple's up there.
But yellow and purple go really well together.
Honestly, I think it matches, like, for me, it's the color that kind of like matches my energy. I think, it's the go bright, go energetic, and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, like, I don't know. I was a bright color kid, and the whole thing is, I've got some yellow in my wardrobe nowadays. But like growing up, my dad was like, "You look like you could want some black shirts," and I'm like, "No." The one
black and yellow look good together too.
Black and yellow look great together, but the whole I've integrated into my character's aesthetic. My colors that I kind of use now are like blue, yellow, and black mainly.
I feel like I've accidentally cosplayed you today because like I'm wearing like a yellow cardigan and a black shirt.
That's so sweet.
I didn't plan it that way.
That's
it just
so
happened,
sweet, though.
I find it very funny.
You can't see it, and the podcast can't see it, but I'm holding up like a little heart with my hands because thank you.
Aww.
I am currently wearing like my gray cozy like sweater shirt. I got and then a gray shirt, and then like some cozy-ish like normal pants, and then my Akita socks. I love having dog socks. We have a sock store nearby that went out of business recently. And I bought, I know, it was sad, but I bought all the dog socks that I could for 85% off. So,
well, I mean, at least you got a steal.
Right. It's nice.
That reminds me of my my Cricut machine. Well, it's not a Cricut, it's a Silhouette. It's a machine that like I make stickers with on my Etsy.
Wait.
And like I felt like I was stealing for that because I got it for $30.
That's impressive.
They're like $200.
Dude, getting things for a good price is the nicest thing ever.
I love a good thrift. Like, good bargain hunting, thrifting. That's my jam. I used to actually be really scared of Goodwill, though. Like,
we didn't really go to Goodwill. The things is, I'm gonna probably go and eventually get like new clothes to upgrade my wardrobe because it's generic. My whole shtick is like minimalist still for this and stuff too. So I'll often like leave. I don't even like fix my hair for the day, as my parents say, because it's like, yeah, I just keep myself clean shaven, keep my hair. I sometimes cut my hair so it doesn't go into my eyes sometimes. That was a thing that happened for the first time to me this year, where my hair got so long that like drooped down to my eyes, and it was like, what is this feeling?
I mean, I get that. My hair used to go all the way down to my butt.
That's... wow.
It was too much hair.
Mine is the longest it's been now, and I dyed it like a little bit reddish somewhat recently, like more red than normal and stuff, for the fall season with one of my friends, and that was fun. But it's still pretty like basic in the grand scheme of it. Like my parents are convinced that my hair is like ultra long for a guy. It is not. It does not hit my neck too much. And it's pretty fine. I think it fits the whole like mad scientist aesthetic of who I am as a person. Where it's like you talk to me, and it's like it fits the ADHD. Messy hair is like a staple of that,
Yeah. I never finished this video idea, but it's related to that, I promise. But like I wanted to make a video about my hair, because my hair is like nobody else's in my family. It's entirely different texture, different color, like all that. Like nobody else is a redhead in my immediate family. Mom has like really thin hair. Mine's like thick, but like redheads also have like more strands of hair than like the average human. So like nobody knows what to do with my hair, including myself. So like it was so long for such a long time, but I never did anything with it. Because, like, I didn't know how. Nobody taught me.
Right.
Like, I nobody could teach me. My brother and my dad weren't going to teach me.
Well, yeah. Well, so mine's curly. Is yours technically curly, or?
It used to be more curly than it is now. It's more wavy now.
Yeah.
But I do, like, at the scalp, it's not super curly, but, like, as it gets longer, it gets way curlier.
Yeah, no, so mine's curly, and I found that out for the first time when I grew it out, right? Which is like the whole thing is my dad's got a buzz cut. I had buzz cuts my entire life growing up, where it was like,
Oh no.
or not buzz cuts, but like short, because it's less
Yeah.
maintenance. My parents were like, you should get a haircut like every month, which is like fine, It's I existed. It's all good, but it's like in retrospect, it's like I kind of like my hair longer, and it's like figuring that out one bit at a time, genuinely, and it's like I no, I feel, oh my gosh, I feel way better about it nowadays. Like it's at a good length, and it feels cozy to like get things through. Um, Man, growing up is realizing how to love your hair.
For real, honestly.
It's
Especially when you don't have like someone else around you who's like got similar hair and knows what to do with it.
my well, the other thing. So one of my other parents' parental beliefs they had, is my parents believe that if you dye your hair, that's attention-seeking behavior. Um,
Okay, so
yeah, no, exactly.
what if I want to be noticed?
So it's like so I dye my hair nowadays more, or well, once then, but I'll probably try it again in like only like lighter colors. Like I'm not like mine's light enough that I don't have to like bleach it. I just put a color in and stuff, and it gives it a nice little tint. And it's getting through it like day by day, right? And like learning about that like bit. It's cozy. I like it. It's doing better for me than it was before, and I think that's impressive.
I've always wanted to dye my hair, but I got like so scared off by it because um, like my aunt she's like, I used to have like pretty hair and then I dyed it and never came back the same color, and I was just like, oh no, I like my hair.
Yeah.
So like I got scared off, and especially because like, and I wasn't allowed for the longest time too, because strawberry blonde red hair is actually like super rare.
Right.
Um,
No, I
and so like, and so they're like, don't dye it, it's too rare. And I'm like, but it's my hair. That's the thing about being a redhead is like everyone takes ownership over your hair except for you.
right. No, I feel that too. It's like I just want like that self independence. Like that's been one of the big things for me, right? It's like I want that sense of self, that independence there to and stuff. And it's just been weird trying to figure that out growing up. In a lot of ways. Um, no, but
Yeah. I mean, I know what you mean. Like,
yeah.
when you're under like someone else's thumb, it's really hard to get like a grasp of like who you are as an individual.
And that's the big thing about like growing up and stuff in general. I think that's so wild to me. Because it's like there's times where it's like you're just trying to figure certain things out, and I think it's impressive that you do, but it's like you just want to get everything put together in some capacity. About like the aesthetic, like I still have a lot of clothes from my parents and stuff still. I got some things that I like I have like a yellow sweater that I do. I have like a yellow oh gosh, I got a yellow and blue flannel like freshman year that I love. Just those kinds of things.
Flannels are nice though.
It is. I'll show you after we record. But it is one of my favorite clothing pieces because it's like a good button up. It looks fancy enough. I don't know. There's I feel like there's so many like complexities of everything about how you express yourself IRL, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, like the the personal style that I want isn't the same as what I dress. I dress pretty. I mean, I guess conservatively. I mean, not in like the I'm going to church kind of way.
Yeah,
but like,
no,
I don't show a lot of skin, stuff like that.
I got you. I got you.
But like, it's not the way that I want to dress, but the way I want to dress is very alternative and very out there. And like, I just don't think my confidence is quite there yet.
Yeah, no, understandable.
And like, in person, I am a plus size individual.
Yeah.
Like, it's very difficult to find the pieces and type of stuff that I want to wear in my size, or in especially so if I like want to do it affordably and sustainably. Because I don't love shopping fast fashion if I can help it.
What's fast fashion? I've heard that term, but I don't know the definition of it.
Oh, okay. So like fast fashion is essentially like your Forever 21s, your Sheins, your stuff like that. Where they mass produce clothes on like a huge scale. And like the clothing cycle like turns over practically like every week. Um you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those types of stores. It's awful, 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 awful for the environment. Like terrible. So much of it gets like shipped overseas and like burned, and it's terrible. Like it uses so much water, and like the clothing itself is like just not that good. Because
Yeah.
like it's like got sweatshop labor, and like it's a whole mess. So
No,
like
I feel that.
I try not to support fast fashion where I can. The problem is like, but I haven't stopped shopping fast fashion outright, mainly because fast fashion a lot of times is the only places that sell sizes that fit me.
Right. No, that's fair.
It's not because like I want to shop there.
It's
It's
out
because
of
it's my only option.
it's out of the necessity in the world of how it's been engineered. No, that's totally understandable. I
Uh,
see. Yeah, no, I am one of the least fashion aware people out there. When it comes down to things, it's like the one rule I have for myself with what I wear. Right. I hate tank tops. I always have. I
I
don't
don't
know.
like the way they make my arms look, so yeah, I
The
get that.
the straps also just like feel so weird to have on like your shoulders and stuff. Um, I don't know. It was just not my thing. And then also, and this is a really kind of sad one to be honest. I don't do graphic tees.
Oh, really? I love graphic tees, but
I respect
I'm
them.
very casual.
And I'll wear like my school's ones, but it's like I don't know. I don't know what makes me averse to them, but it's like the whole having something like I think it's cool because they're cool because you get your interest like plastered on there, and it's a good conversation starter with everything, right? But at the same
Hmm.
time, it's like for me, I guess the vibe with them is that I don't know. I don't even know why I don't like them. That's the
I'm very
funniest thing.
selective with graphic tees though. Like I'm not like I've always been adverse to like graphic tees that are purely just like promoting the brand of clothing,
Yeah.
right? So
Oh,
like I hated Old Navy shirts
dude.
growing up because they all just had giant Old Navy loaders
I don't
on
get
it.
why
And, like,
Old
I
Navy
thought
does.
Old Navy was cool, right?
But like, I don't get why Old Navy does that. Like, why would you do that for your own brand on your own shirt? It's like, what, you want people to pay for advertisements for you?
That's how I always thought of it, as like paying for advertisements. But like I'd much rather be like so like talk to someone and be like, "Oh, I love your shirt. Where'd you get it?" Right?
Yeah.
I think that's better advertising than just having just like a giant logo. That's just me though. I get Speaking of Old Navy, I get all my pants there. They have
No.
great pants, I will say
Oh,
that.
they do. I love their like jeans and like honestly like my whole thing that was I'm way more khakis than jeans at this point. Like khakis I feel like are as comfortable as jeans, but I just like better vibes, you know?
I guess. I don't know. I don't think khakis look great on me.
That's
But
fair. Um
I typically wear like a pretty dark pant, either black, dark gray, or like a dark jean.
I have a lot of like navy blue that I like. I'm in like navy blue like pants. It's so weird, right? Because I feel like I feel like there's not enough like fun pants. You know, I feel like
There's not, especially plus size, there's not enough
Yeah.
fun pants.
I feel like that's like the least expressive like piece of like clothing out there. Like shirts, you can get your graphic things. Hats often have graphics on them. Shoes, they have fun shoes nowadays. Like, dude, the branded like, did you see the Shrek Crocs that they did?
Yeah, I did. Have
are
you
just-
seen the goth Crocs?
Goth Crocs. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
looking this up.
I don't think they're official, but they're so good. Like I love them.
I love the giblets of Crocs. I think that's the word for it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, it says goth charms for the Crocs. Hang on, I'm sending you an
If
image.
you like do Google images or something, you'll see it. I'm sure.
I found the image. Let me. This is what I see of it. I think this is very funny. That sent. Yes, that did.
Yeah, those.
I
love the goth Crocs. They're so cool.
I honestly like. I think that's so funny. I don't wear anything like that, but like fun aesthetic, you know. I think it's so funny with Crocs and stuff because it's like I just think it's so funny with Crocs in general and stuff. Like I love those. Those are my like summer shoes often. Um, but like the little charms, right? So I worked at summer camps for like 6 years, right? 2 years ago, 2022, I was at this camp in upstate New York, and the biggest trading thing around was the kids were trading the croc charms or the giblets, or
Oh, really?
they were trading them like crazy. It was like this major like market with them always, where it's like, oh, I'll trade this character for this character, and then we had giblet thieves, and it was like Among Us, but like the children. Like
Interesting.
they like it was like trying to find out what kids stole the giblets, and we had to threaten to take all the giblets away.
There's always something that kids trade, I swear.
Well, for us, I'm trying to think what the crazes probably were for like you, because like for us, one of the crazes was silly bands for a bit.
We had the silly band craze. They banned Pokemon cards.
Yeah, a lot of places
Um,
do that for like no good reason.
um, but like, there was like, it was interesting because like, I want to talk about this somewhere because I think it's really interesting. But like, my playground in elementary school had like a whole economy. It was based on, um, like pine cones and dandelions, depending on the season.
I love that. That's funny, dude.
And like we
Dandelion.
gave ourselves like kind of like temporary tattoos by you rubbing the dandelions on ourselves, and it turned our hand yellow.
Honestly, okay, hear me out. Right, dandelions don't deserve to be counted as weeds.
Oh, I agree. I think they're really pretty.
I think they're really pretty and they make a great spot in any like lawn and they add some color to it and they're just vibing. Like no dandelions like I don't think of dandelions have ever been like I am out there for murder. Like they take a little bit from your grass, but let's be real, grass is like first of all, I'm allergic to
Grass
grass.
is terrible for the environment anyway.
I'm allergic to it. And then like no
Yeah, I can't sit in it either. Like it makes me itchy.
I have that's my one like notable allergy and stuff, grass pollen, right?
I have a nut allergy too. But-
Oh no. Wait, which kind of nuts?
Peanuts.
Ah.
I mean, I try to stay away from all nuts just because, like, as a rule, because like it's not been tested, but I'm not really looking to test it. If that makes sense.
No, that's understandable.
But like peanuts, I have a very strong reaction to. Not in the sense, to be clear, I won't die. People
Right.
can have peanuts in the same vicinity as me. It will make me gag and want to throw up though.
Yeah.
And like I have to like cover every inhaling or hole on my face basically.
Did you?
Uh,
That's
so I don't like get sick from it, but like I won't die. It's not deathly.
no. That's
But
that's
it will make me very
understandable.
not feel well.
I okay. So, like I don't have any food allergies myself. I don't eat beef because I don't like how that feels ever. Um, but um, but okay. One of the things. Okay, this isn't like an allergy, but so one of the only drinks that I cannot like physically drink as much anymore is orange soda, and it's because I had a trauma experience with an Alka-Seltzer Cold Plus.
Ew.
My
Yeah,
mom-
that does not sound good.
My mom put one of the orange Alka-Seltzers, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you a small cup because it'll go down faster." No, it goes down, but it's
No,
like
no, no,
it was
no.
way too concentrated, and my body hated it, and so it's like I get a weird response when I have orange soda now and stuff too, which is admittedly fine because like orange soda is one of the ones I don't have as much. I'm a root beer and cream soda person.
Yeah.
Like like my big three is like colas, root beer. Like it's weird because there's like the fruit sodas and then there's the other category. Like I can do orange cream and stuff too, but oh my gosh, orange cream seltzer is like the one good seltzer. Oh my gosh. Wait, what's your take on seltzer?
I'm not usually a fan because it tastes like chemicals to me.
I hate the fizzy in it so much. Like it's so bitter for the fizzy, but like. They have a few ones that work. Like the orange vanilla one's pretty good. They do an eggnog one sometimes, and I'm an eggnog person, so
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not usually a seltzer person. Like I said, the carbonation just tastes like chemicals to me, but like,
yeah.
I don't know why. It just is.
It's I don't know. It's like my mom had seltzer for like a bit and stuff, and like it's still around. But it's like for me, I'm much more iced tea, lemonades, root beer, cream soda, where I can just chill. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Oh yeah. So no. So I think that's good. So you had right before we moved on to that. So you had an entire economy around dandelions and pine cones.
Yeah, so like they were depending on the season, like in the spring it would be dandelions that we use as a currency,
Yeah.
and then in the fall would be pine cones because that's what we had available.
Right.
But like, like if we needed to buy something like from another person or like we needed a favor or anything like that, the currency was to trade pine cones and stuff. And like there was one guy he was like the ringleader, and I don't remember the details because it's so long ago. But
Right.
like, he was like the ringleader, and he was the one in charge of all these pine cones and dandelions, and it was always so funny. Like just that we had like a whole economy like of services that people offered just via.
Okay. So it was a service. So it was a service one at the very least. I would have been way more worried.
Yeah, I mean, people like would like it, like I don't know if they might have like offered to do your homework or something like that.
For a pine cone.
Usually homework was pretty expensive.
Yeah. I honestly, I just think that's so funny. We didn't really have like that for us.
It was astonishingly organized for elementary school.
Honestly, like props on elementary schoolers if they ever have anything organized. I man, when I was in elementary school, I'm trying to think because like there were some wild things. I remember I freaked out once because I got put on the pole for recess for a little bit of time, and
On the pole?
on the pole they made you sit next to a pole. That was one of those elementary school punishment systems, and me being a goody two shoes felt so sorry and felt like my mom was gonna be called on me. No, they just made me sit on the pole for like 5 minutes for like I think I pushed a kid when we were playing in like the snow.
Oh no, what a nightmare.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think that's that bad.
I was a hashtag rebel, no, but like it's but there's like moments like that exist, and then like I'm trying to think of the other thing, of like other things. Is there's like one of the other elementary school punishments, right? There's two others that I remember. One teacher had it where if you talked in class often when it was quiet time, she'd write your name on the board. I know it's scary.
Uh-oh.
That scared me. That made me cry
That's
too.
so intimidating as a kid.
And then the third one, the worst teacher that I had in elementary school, I had in 5th grade, and the system for 5th grade was a clip up, clip down chart. I had just moved to a new town, so I remember for her, right? This was homework from the other class. We had two teachers were co-teaching. I liked the math and science teacher a lot. The social studies teacher was kind of a piece of work. Not like nothing too bad with her. She just I kind of had that condescending like 5th grade teacher energy,
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I moved away from my mic.
all good. Don't worry. We'll don't worry. We'll get a sorry counter between the two of us at some point down for this episode.
I mean, you keep saying you're good, but I'm like, I'm being a terrible podcast.
Are you kidding me? You've been amazing. I adore having you on this show. Gosh darn it. Yeah, no. If you were bad, I would have like literally kicked you from the server. Oh, sorry guys, lost episode.
What?
Oops. I'm kidding. No. No, I wouldn't have done that even then. But like, wait. How do I make you feel better? No, you're doing awesome.
No, like, I mean, just leaning away from the mic, you couldn't hear me that well, that's all.
That's valid. Yeah. No, but okay. So there was one day that I did. So this class was weird this year. There's a few things in 5th grade, right? So first of all, I was that goody two shoes. This was 2012, and so I sat with the guys always at lunch and stuff. Like I became friends with the other new kid in the class, and we sat down at the lunch table. And oftentimes I sat next to all the guys. Now these boys were all really obsessed with Call of Duty, Halo, and Assassin's Creed, and I wasn't for that. I was like, wow, why do you guys talk about the violent video games all the time? And I literally complained to the teacher about that once.
I know.
Did your elementary school have like assigned tables? Like,
Depended on the class.
Ours always sat as a class in my elementary schools that I went to. Well, not in 4th or 3rd grade because that was chiller. But like, no, it was always you sit with your classmates at those tables. And I that class. Oh my gosh! So there's like one person that I came chill with. We this was a political year. I was like one of two Obama voters in the entire class. Um,
I mean, you couldn't vote, but yeah,
but
I
like in
get
the
you.
mock school election, I could.
Yeah,
The elementary school like fake elections.
we didn't actually do those, but I think politics wasn't quite as big of a deal when I was in school.
I don't think it was as big of a deal there either, but they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get you involved and see who wins between Obama and Romney." And Obama won for us and the school, but not for our class. Um, Most of the people in the class wanted Romney for some reason. I was like, "Why?" But it was an upper middle class town in
I mean that, yeah, I
in
mean,
Maine.
I can't say that shocks me.
Um, but it's good. I was right in the end. I have literally like even when I was a child I have been as liberal as it goes. Like it's funny between me and my dad sometimes, and my dad's like, well, socialism's a lot like communism, you think? And I'm like,
Yeah, my parents were like that growing up too. Like, I remember at a really young age, my dad saying the phrase, "Don't fall for the trap. Democrats are full of crap." Like, like that.
yeah,
I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase, but
I have
like,
not, but I've heard it now, and it is a
yeah,
phrase that is interesting to hear.
yeah, it's very interesting to hear. Like, especially as like an adult now, because I'm like, wow, that's like really propaganda-y.
Yeah,
Like, but like it was weird to hear that as a kid. Because I mean, I didn't care back then. I was like, what, like 5, 6, something like
right.
that when I heard that. But um, sorry, I'm gonna move my mic a little bit. Um, it was weird though, because my parents up until up until recently, um, I don't know about my dad, but my mom's like ashamed that she ever had this belief now. But like they were really into Reagan. They were like, yeah, Reagan's the man, you know?
I think a lot of like more like liberal people nowadays and stuff had that too.
He was really successful in like tricking people into thinking that he was like a good guy.
Yeah, which
And
is crazy.
like it shocks me because I'm like it seems so obvious to me. Um and not I mean, I know we're getting political in a podcast right now, but like
I'm pretty open to it. Again, it's
yeah.
what
Um
do you think the conservative mobs are not going to go to a channel called the One and Only Phineas, that has a blue background, and expect like I'm sorry if they're coming and expecting me to agree with them, no.
I mean, I could see them going like, "What do you mean Reagan wasn't the best person ever?"
Yeah.
Like, something like that. But
Of
like,
course, the 13-year-old little conservatives who are on YouTube nowadays, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But like, the more I've learned about Reagan, the more that I really just dislike him as a person.
Yeah.
Especially because like who he was and like what he became. Like he he was like the one of the early heads of like the Screen Actors Guild, I think.
Yeah.
um like he was a union guy, and then like when he became president he was like busting unions, and he like, and it's just like these days like that seems like so unfathomable to have like
Yeah.
to, you know what I mean, like it's he did so many of these things that were just so awful to for like everyone, and like we like I feel like at this point we know trickle down economics
Yep.
isn't the thing. Like that's a lie. Like, and like a lot of the problems we have today stem from when Reagan was president, because he did a lot of things that like set us on the path that we're on right now.
Right.
Um and like, and I mean that's for better or for worse depending on how you feel, but like um obviously as a woman
Right.
or born female, right?
Yeah.
That is really bad for me.
No.
Like
I'm
here in Ohio, I'm actually going to go vote tomorrow, or I think maybe tomorrow. But like,
exciting.
the main thing that's on Ohio's ballot right now is issue 1, is whether to codify abortion rights in the state's constitution.
Please codify that, please.
That's what I want, obviously, but like it's very concerning how many like so like yes is like put that in the constitution, no is yeah, obviously not. It's very concerning how many no signs I see, and a
Yeah.
lot of them say like protect women, and it's just like that's not no
No.
that's not protecting anyone.
So one thing I'll tell you, right, that's really nice about my state, Vermont, right now. When Trump got voted out of office, there was literal celebrations in the streets during COVID. So not only were they celebrating in the streets, but they didn't
I
care.
remember like people like celebrating.
There was literally horns going off all around the city. All the sororities and frats got out to go woo,
Yeah.
which is impressive to think about. You know, it's like didn't expect the city to like violate COVID for it, but like go off. You know, if
Yeah.
if you're gonna do it for anything, do it for Trump getting out of office.
To put it in perspective, like where I live, this one of our city council members was at January 6th, and I'm like,
Oh
no.
no.
So like I'm not a fan of
Yeah.
here for many reasons, but not great.
I think that is honestly an understandable reaction to living there.
Yeah, so like I think the newspaper like defended Trump for everything, and like there's a lot of Trumpy people here. And as a me, I'm not
As a
fan.
you?
As
Yeah.
a me, but like, yeah, I mean, it concerns me how many no signs I see, but I also recognize the area that I'm in is very much like not gonna support, like the things that I do.
Yeah.
And that's I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Right.
I disagree with it vehemently, and I don't think my rights as a human being should be up for debate. But
Right.
that's just me.
I agree with you. I don't think anyone's human rights should be up for debate, you know.
But yeah, it could be better.
I honestly though, it's like so it's crazy politics, right? So I don't know, was your family the two things you don't talk about, religion and politics growing up? That's what my dad was always
Kinda, yeah. My mom was raised Catholic.
same. Yeah.
But she ended up pretty much, I mean, I don't know fully, but like she's definitely not practicing.
Yeah.
Mainly because like as she got older, she was like, all these people are hypocrites, I'm not following them. So we don't like, I went to church for a little bit as a kid, so like we talked about a religion a little bit because we eventually stopped and we're like, why are we stopping? So like religion wasn't necessarily like a taboo thing in our house, but politics could get a little dicey.
Oh, okay. I'm
Mainly because I'm not my parents in
Yeah.
that regard. The rest of my family, I mean, even though they're like kind of voting mostly bluish these days,
yeah.
they're still like, like they're kind of like the old school type of Republican a little bit.
Yeah.
Like not as bad, but like, it's still not great.
Okay. So I'm
My
gonna
mom's more left though.
No, that's fair. I'm going to tell you on the religion thing one of the funniest stories, right? So I was a kid who I went to church pretty regularly growing up, right? We went in on Sundays, went to it, and went to Sunday school, which was always fun, And then we did
Did you
vacation.
do the vacation Bible school thing?
Yes, we did vacation Bible school Wait, do you ever chatter?
No. I
Ah.
think every vacation Bible school is like slightly different.
That's fair. No, okay. But so when I was 17 or 16 roughly, right? This is the summer between my junior and senior years of high school. My dad drove me into work those days because I was working at the YMCA. And so one of the days, we're talking about religion, and my dad's like, we never really believed in God. I'm like, you guys never believed in God? No, we took you to church to teach you good morals.
Yeah. My parents would think the same thing, was like church is good for morals, and I'm like, I don't think you need church for morals.
I think you need I think you need an open conversation about figuring yourself out as a person.
Yeah. Like in general, like I know stabbing someone makes them hurt, and that's
It
bad.
does.
Crazy, I know, right?
I never thought about it. I thought
Yeah,
stabbing.
I just don't think morals have to be that deep.
Yeah, I
Like they can be in certain situations, but like good versus bad, like even if there was no organized religion whatsoever, I think people would still have morals.
yeah, I agree. I think we have standards and stuff, and like a sense of empathy and stuff. Like, there's a lot of people being like, "Oh, people are so unhinged," and I think my bet right is I feel like the majority of people are actually good people, and nihilists who are like, "No, most people are bad," should stop.
You know, I don't know how I feel about that anymore, to be honest.
Uh,
Because like I used to feel that way,
mm-hmm.
and I do to a certain extent. Um, I think everything is gray in the
I
sense like I don't think everyone is inherently good or bad.
no, I think that's fair in the sense. I mean it more so in the. I think most people try to do good, and it's like. And I think everything is a gray. Like, it's not all black and white, right? But it's like, I don't know. I try to think that like most people operate on thinking for the good of for the best around. I don't know, dude. Also, I think it's
I don't
fun.
know.
I think this is a really funny topic that we've delved into.
I mean, I could go on
No,
topics like that for days,
I
to
love
be
it.
honest.
It's I think it's just fun to get that chance to talk about like, well, I don't know. I mean, like, for your normal story time stuff, I'm assuming you never were like, I think I don't know. From what I experienced with like the storytime community, it seemed to be like the one of the few things about the community is it felt like it was always like more like fun topics overall. I felt like
Yeah, I mean, they usually like fun stuff. I mean, I like thinking like philosophically and stuff like
yeah,
that, and like really deep diving into topics. But like typically the YouTube video was not the place for
right.
it, just because we typically had a bit of a younger audience. Not to say that people of all ages didn't watch it, because it was like an all ages thing.
I
But
got into you guys in high school, so
yeah, I mean, people of any age watched it. It wasn't like a necessarily like, oh, only young kids do. It had appeal to like a lot of people, but like it had to be accessible for everybody. And so like we didn't necessarily dive into like the super deep stuff. But like I honestly, like as a person, I'm willing to go into that stuff much more now than I was back then.
mhm.
Um Again, because I have like a better understanding of myself now. Um but like yeah, videos tended to be very like surface level, and there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah,
Right.
it doesn't go deep.
I thought it was still always fun. Like, when I was like watching like your stuff, like, honestly, like, all of the channels in your group were always like a good time, and like even when they got deep, like like, I think there's been some of the genuine most emotional videos that I've seen on like YouTube through y'all's stuff. Like, um always incredible. Honestly, I
I saw it's this is actually a much more recent video. I forget their name. Um but like I there was a recent video that I saw. It was a very story time animator-esque. Um Obviously, but nowadays.
yeah,
Um and like it was about like the pressure to be like successful at a young age.
huh,
And like they're like you're never too old enough. You're fine. Like you don't have to rush being like perfect at things. And it was a video about like basically that as a concept. I gotta
yeah.
see if I can find it because it was really good. Like I subscribed on that video.
Honestly,
Um,
I feel like any video that gets a sub on that one video before you saw anything else is always really cool. Like, for me, it normally takes like 2 or 3 videos for me to be like, oh wow, I like you enough to give you a sub. But that's like, I think nowadays, like, one of the reasons, like, one of the animators that I still watch often is like Illymation, who like almost all of her videos are always so like serious nowadays, but like in a really good way.
mhm. I haven't watched Illy's stuff recently, but like the ones I have seen, yeah, they handled like pretty. Illy for the longest time has handled pretty like silly, not silly, serious topics.
Yeah. and it's I think it's really interesting, right, through the years, because a bunch of the crowd like in that group really diverged from each other, and it's um and I just think it's fascinating to witness, you know.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like Jaden
Like
does more gameplays.
we're all very different these days.
Which is honestly one of the human experiences about friend groups and stuff. Like I feel like if I was to reunite with my friends from about 4 years ago, we'd all be in very different places, but like in a good way. It's yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I said this when I first met you, but like, I am very much not the same person that I was like a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 5 years ago,
and
or when I started my channel, or anything like that.
there's something genuinely to really admire about that with everyone, right? It's like I
I mean,
like
it depends on what direction they go. But
you're right, yeah, no, but
some
like
people get worse, and I'm like, oh no.
yeah, but like I think though the human like ability to like change and stuff, it's like it's been like kind of fun. It's been fun meeting like and talking to like different people and seeing how things go more so, because it's like you're the first creator that I've had on this who you still do some creation stuff nowadays, but you're not as active as you were like a few years ago. But like have you enjoyed your break in general a lot, or
Um, ish. I mean, it wasn't a break that I did on purpose.
right?
Um, I mean, I think I briefly explained it, but like
Yeah.
to go into depth for chat a little bit, gonna out myself for being very mentally ill.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
um, uh, I mean, I've struggled with my mental health for a really long time.
Yeah.
Like as long as I can remember, long before, like I was on YouTube, like long before it, like about as long as I can like go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so like it's always been a bit of a touchy subject in general. One of my not sub touchy subject, but like
Yeah.
difficult to handle. Um, but like I'll recap this story. I know you've heard it, but the audience hasn't, so I'll
The fresh little faces.
yeah, the fresh little faces joining us.
Yeah.
But the reason why I disappeared, it kind of goes back to before I disappeared. So like in January of 20, I think it was 2018, I started losing a series of family members like one after another.
Mm-hmm.
In a 2 year time span, I lost like 8 family members and my dog. Like in like it got to the point where like I would we'd be getting ready for the funeral. I'm like, is it at the usual place? That was a genuine question I asked.
Oh my gosh.
Because like these deaths were becoming they were very frequent. And so like that was a lot to handle. And like I still pushed like my output slowed down a lot, but like I was still pushing myself to get stuff done. And I really shouldn't have. But like 2 years of constant it sounds made up, right?
Right.
Like you can't have someone dying all the time. I could. I had a lot of family to lose, unfortunately, and I still have more that could kick the bucket any time.
You've got
which
a
is the sad thing.
you've got a bigger family too, don't you?
A lot of extended older members.
Yeah, no, that's
so like
fair.
I knew my great aunt. I knew both my great great parents on my dad's side. Um, we had a family friend with cancer,
Yeah.
who passed away during that time. Um, Obviously my dog, that was
Mm-hmm.
really hard too. Um, so like there was a lot of family members where like they passed in very quick succession, like over the course of like 2 years. Like so like, I never really got a chance to like recover
Yeah.
fully because it was just like one thing after another after another after another.
Well,
Um,
no, and that's completely understandable. Like when everything hits you like that, you just sort of kind of lose track of yourself in a lot of ways.
yeah. I just pushed my way through it the best I could. And I got to like 2020, well, like immediately after that string of deaths, it was COVID time, right?
Yeah.
So like it was constant death, then the world feels like it's ending.
Yeah.
So like, I never had a chance to recover.
Were
And
you?
like I pushed myself and get videos out, and the last video that I got out was a Christmas video. And right after I got that video out, I started a new job, and I was excited about it, like because it was my first like office job.
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't realize it at the time, but that job took so much out of me. Um, Sorry, I'm gonna wait for this audio to stop doing this.
You're good. Don't worry. There's more jump scares from the upstairs.
No, it's someone peeing.
Ah, yes.
So like, okay.
Yeah.
So like, I never got the chance to recover, and like, I published that last video, and I started that new job, and I tried like if you're imagining like me as a person trying to push the go animate things button.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was pressing it, but nothing was happening. Like I was like, all right, let's work on things. Let's work on things. And I just like I hit a wall. I physically couldn't do it anymore. And I never knew exactly what the cause was. Maybe it was the new job, maybe not. But like, and the desire to create never left. But like, I was physically incapable. Like when I would sit down to try to do something, I had like a repulsion. My body was literally forcing me to stop. And like that lasted up until very recently.
Right.
The burnout was so intense. It's largely my fault because I didn't take care of myself, but like the repercussions were the same. Regardless, like either way, my body said you're stopping, but it didn't like it wasn't taking no for an answer anymore.
Yeah.
Um, and then like 8 months ago, I was laid off from that job, and so I was spent like 8 months unemployed. Which, well, I mean, seven. We'll call it seven.
Mm-hmm.
Spent a long time unemployed, basically. I used like every last drop of my unemployment benefits.
Yeah.
And like that time was really rough too, because I'm still stuck with my parents right now because of that. And I only started this job that I just got like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I actually really, and I was surprised by this, but like I actually, excuse me, really enjoy this job in the sense because it's like really low stress and it's giving me the energy to like work on stuff again. So like I'm really thankful for it, even if it doesn't like pay the best. It's a significant pay cut than what I was doing in my last job.
Yeah.
Job market sucks right now. That's all I could find. But
I think that's one of the things about the world too, where it's like the job market's like always suck, especially for when people like just leave college, right? It's like or just leave college or like get out of that point and stuff. It's like you jump in and then it's like I don't know. I'm graduating like I'll be graduated in like let's just say I'll be graduated in 6 months, which is scary.
honestly, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I'd start applying now.
Yeah, the hard thing is I'm a film major.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, film is really difficult to get stuff in right now for obvious reasons, like
Yeah,
strikes and stuff.
well, we're in a little bit of a strike. It's
Yeah. I don't want you to scab, so maybe not. But, like,
yeah. No worries. Yeah, it's
but like, yeah. So like, I mean, I was film industry related too.
Right.
I didn't work directly for Netflix, but like a lot of the work I was doing was for them, basically. And so obviously that's why.
Did you get free Netflix while working for Netflix?
That's the funny thing. We did not. I mean, I worked for a company that was like contracted by them. It
Gotcha.
wasn't like a direct representation thing.
I just stand by that any of these streaming service companies, they should give you the streaming service that they run if you're working for them. That's I don't know, like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd think, but like I think they'd lose money if they did that.
Ah, yes, $10 or $20 a month at this point.
Yeah.
I got, yeah.
I'd almost be rather to be paid like $100 less a year to get free Netflix, but like,
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just me, I guess. I
we,
think it's funny, but
dude,
like,
I love streaming. I honestly like love streaming services because it's like, I don't know. Do you have you had any like comfort shows as of late and stuff or?
yeah. So like, I don't know. I really, I know people are like really hating on Selena Gomez right now
Right.
for reasons, but like, Only Murders in the Building.
I
I
need to
don't know
check
if you've
that
seen
out.
that.
I hear it's great.
really good.
Yeah.
I watched that one with my mom. It's a really good one. The past season they just did. I'm not gonna spoil it or anything,
It's
but
theater
like,
themed, right?
yeah, it's very theater themed. And there's a couple songs from like they like sing musical numbers.
Oh yay! Oh my gosh.
Um,
Always a
there's
win.
a Meryl Streep's in it in that
Oh,
season.
oh my gosh.
She has a solo song. It's so good.
Dude,
She like the in-universe on-stage character she plays is like the nanny, so she like plays this nanny trying to protect her kids.
honestly, Meryl Streep does a good job even when she's in like bad movies. Like I
Oh,
saw
I mean, she's always great,
yeah.
but like she was fantastic in Only Murders in the Building, and there's a lot of like surprising A-listers in that show.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but
Yeah.
like it was really good. If
I
you haven't checked it out, I really enjoy it.
it's on my list I think at this point and stuff too. I've got
That
enough.
one's on Hulu, I think.
I
And then we've been rewatching Eureka
I've heard that's
on
good too.
Sci-Fi.
My one that I've been watching recently, I watched Abbott Elementary.
I have not seen that one.
It is one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. Pending if you, the only thing's pending, right? If you count BoJack's probably my favorite sitcom of all time. But not counting BoJack, it's Malcolm in the Middle.
Okay.
But Abbott is so good. It is like an updated version of like it has a lot of the things that was good about like The Office, but like it's better, way better. Sorry, Office stands in the audience.
You're fine. I'm sure.
They're everywhere. You walk a quarter mile and you will find at least one.
The
at least-
Office is like insanely popular.
I think The Office transcended being a piece of media at this point and is now its own language.
I agree. It's like a personality type in its own.
Yeah. Well, it's like, and it's something where it's like, if you've seen the whole show, you like, I don't know. It's like I feel like it's one of those communication languages where it's like everyone knows enough about The Office. I've got hot takes on The Office. My biggest hot take is I don't think Kevin's funny. Have you watched?
I haven't actually watched The Office, so like
That's understandable. The other show, oh my gosh, one of the other shows that I rewatched. I rewatched when the pandemic hit. Avatar.
like Avatar: The Last Airbender
Yes.
is really good.
Dude, both Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra are such good shows. And
I need to rewatch like the later seasons of Korra because I feel like I just wasn't fully paying attention, but I really enjoyed season one.
I really enjoy season one. I
think Amon's a great villain.
I think Amon's amazing too. Season 3 of Korra
Also,
is
his
the best
voice
one.
is-
Yes, mwah, chef's kiss. No, seriously, that man. But my thing in that show is my favorite character is Bolin.
Bolin.
Yes, he is
Yeah.
so much fun. I'm a big guy. So okay, as a guy, one of my big things when I'm watching things is I like having male characters that like aren't like stereotypically dude bro.
Like
and
thin, lanky, you know. Like,
yeah, just have but like personality wise, it's like have more feminine guys, more comfortable in your action shows. Like Aang was really great for it, and like Ashley Avatar as a whole is really great for it. But it's like so much we see action media where it's like these guys, it's like, hey, I'm a big tough dude, and it's like just have some like spread, you know? You can like
Yeah.
What I love Avatar to pieces, both seasons
so good.
or both series. It's like that's amazing, dude. Animation is so good. And I
Animation's great. I'm a little biased, but still.
I literally like my like I'm gonna be not like directly after this, but like at some point Rebecca Sugar put out her own solo album or their own solo album.
I think that came out today, didn't it?
Yes, it did, and I'm definitely gonna listen to that like in one of my next like low key moments. It's called Spiral Bound.
Yeah. I heard about it briefly, and I was just like, ooh, that would be interesting. And then I got distracted by a bunch of things. But
That's
thank you for reminding me. I'm
no
gonna
problem.
listen to that as soon as I can.
Yeah, no, I dude. Oh yeah, what kind of music do you listen to? I don't think we talked about music
Oh,
at
I
all.
listen to a little bit of everything, to be honest.
Okay,
I think the
theater.
only thing I don't do is country for the most part.
I don't really do country, rap, or metal too much.
I
But
like some metal. I like some very select few country. Um, and I like some rap too,
yeah,
honestly.
I don't do as much of those things, but I'm slowly like respecting them and stuff more and stuff. I am mainly a show tunes person. I will listen to theater soundtracks very frequently. Um,
If you like show tunes, you're gonna love the soundtrack from Only Murders in the Building this season.
I believe that.
They posted it on YouTube. I don't watch the like the video of it
Yeah.
because that'll spoil you, but like the songs themselves are fine.
So shows that are like for stuff. Okay, my favorite composer for Broadway, right? He's not the best one or anything, but one of my favorites across his various projects is Frank Wildhorn. Do you know who that is?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So he did the Bonnie and Clyde musical.
Oh, okay, okay.
I saw that in London. It was really cool. But the more obscure project that he's done is he did the Death Note musical.
Oh, I forgot that was a thing. That's cool.
It is my favorite version of the Death Note story by far and away. It's, oh my gosh, chef's kiss. But other things, okay, love myself some Les Mis. I listen to Les Mis in the shower. That is my shower playlist.
Les Mis is pretty good.
Um,
Um,
hmm.
I'm more of a fan of like the modern show tunes a little bit more.
What modern ones?
Um,
I,
so like I don't love the story of Dear Evan Hansen.
I
think
no,
the
I love the
story's
songs of
stupid,
Dear Evan Hansen too.
but the songs are great.
But what's your favorite song from it?
Um,
Because mine's kind of a hot take.
what's your favorite song?
Um, to break in a glove. No, I'm kidding. Not that one. Never that one. Um, it's good for you.
Good for You is really good though.
I oh my gosh, I think it's so good. And then the movie cut it out. That was like one of the songs. The movie was like, no, we'll just like leave you by and not include it. And it's like that is literally one of the pivotal songs. I also love Requiem.
Sincerely Me is like a banger.
Sincerely
but
Me slaps so hard.
That's like the popular choice.
Well, I saw so many like fandom animatics of it, like because I got into Dear Evan Hansen.
I mean, that's how I found the show. It's like the only song like that though.
I got into Dear Evan Hansen in 2022, so I got into it late.
Have you heard Be More Chill?
Yes, I've got mixed things on Be More Chill. I like parts of it a lot. Like I love Michael in the Bathroom is an amazing song.
Oh, that song's so good.
And it's the best song in the entire show. But there's other things which I'm like not as big of a fan of. I love Heathers.
Heathers is great.
Saw Heathers on the West End too.
I don't know if you have seen the Mean Girls musical, but one of the main people from that is actually going to be in Has Been.
In Has Been? Oh.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
Has Been. Yeah, it Has Been. I was right. I was confusing.
I've not seen anything of Has Been Hotel or Hell of a Boss yet.
Yeah, so like one of the main girls, I think she from the
Is it Barrett Wilbert Weed or?
I gotta double check. I
Hang
don't
on,
remember her name.
I'm looking it up on my second like screen as we. No, I hear good things about Has Been, but it's like I just never crossed me to check it out. Oh, Erica Henningsway, or
Yeah, that sounds
Henningswen.
right.
Henningsen.
Um,
And she played Katie Heron. Okay, wait. Do you like the Mean Girls musical?
it's okay.
I'm mixed on it. Like, I think there's some songs that are really good.
I mean, I think the person that plays Katie is very talented,
no,
which is why I'm excited.
All
but,
of the
like,
singers are great in it and stuff. I just think some of the songs
yeah,
are.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I love songs like I like songs like World Burn Decently. But then there's just other songs. I don't know. Mean Girls, I've always not been the biggest fan of as a story, but we saw that in person in Boston in like 2020, right before the pandemic happened. Like literally,
So like really early 2020.
like February 2020.
Yeah. I
Or
remember where I was at that point because like I flew out to LA for a job interview right before the pandemic.
yo, that's cool.
I didn't get the job, but like I think that was more because of the pandemic than anything else. But
That's understandable though. Like the pandemic's a decent excuse not to hire someone, you know?
understandable. Yeah. I think back to that time because I'm like, not to shift from that topic of
Yeah.
musicals too much, but like I'm kind of thankful that I didn't get that job because like I was really excited about the opportunity and I think I really enjoyed it, but like
Hmm.
the odds of me being able to stay in that job were like slim to none. So I would have like moved out to LA and then had a job for a month and then would have been unemployed,
Yeah.
which
No,
would have sucked.
right. I see. I've been trying to get out to LA after film school and stuff because that's the place. But I think it's so. Oh my gosh. Oh, so have you at this point in your life flown around a lot, by the way, or
In the US a bit, um not outside the US. I need to get my passport.
okay? What's your thoughts on flying? Like, do you enjoy it too, or?
Oh, I have no problem with it.
I think it is one of the most relaxing and enjoyable experiences ever.
I mean, I don't know if I think it's relaxing. Like the only one of the few times I've gotten like openly fat shamed was on a plane, but but um, like it's fine. I don't think it's bad. I prefer it to like buses or something because like buses suck. But
I honestly like.
yeah, flying school.
I flew. I've flown. So we did trips to Florida to go to Disney World as a kid, right? We did one trip of that, and then we went on a Disney cruise. And then I flew from Maine to New York for the summer camp gig. And then I flew from the summer camp gig to Florida for the Mr. Beast video I was in.
Oh, I didn't realize you were in a Mr. Beast video. That's
Oh,
cool.
I've not told you that yet, yeah.
No, yeah.
I got randomly selected for his 100 million sub special. Stories that I'll tell you the story like after we record. It's NDA some of the stuff, which means just tell your
Okay,
friends
fair enough.
off. Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't break your NDA.
No, it's like it's fine. Don't worry. Yeah. No.
you sure? 'Cause I don't wanna break your NDA.
I'm positive. I just can't say it on the stream. You know.
Okay, I just don't want to get you in trouble.
I know. I appreciate you. Don't worry.
As someone who's had to deal with NDAs,
Yes. Aha.
you don't get in trouble. NDAs are important.
Yes. But so, and then I flew to Ireland on my own, and then flew from there to London, and then Birmingham on my own. Oh my gosh, I legit just enjoy getting to occasionally get sat next to some weird people.
I have a story about that too.
Okay, what's the story about that?
So, I mean, I can't confirm it, but I'm pretty sure the first guy I sat next to on a plane by myself bought his wife and was going to meet her for the first time.
Like, bought his wife?
Yeah,
Oh,
like from the internet.
people still do that? I thought that was a bit, or not a bit, but I thought it was older.
I mean, it was like an older guy. He's like, I'm gonna go meet my wife for the first time. And I'm like, well, that's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Like he didn't, he was really excited because he like showed me a picture and it was this Asian woman. And I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this right now.
Yeah.
As a, especially at that point, femme presenting person sitting next to the stranger on a plane by myself going 2,000 miles from my house.
My
I was
first.
just like, I don't know how I feel about this because I think you just bought your wife.
I didn't think
okay.
I didn't think romances were pay to win.
Yeah, everything's pay to win. Let's be real.
Aw,
But
yeah, true.
eating, pay to win.
Yeah.
Health, pay to win.
Jobs pay to win.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um,
College.
But like, if that's that's definitely a weird thing. I think for me, one of the only weird people that I met on a plane, you've met me enough at this point. I think me saying this makes sense. I talk to literally everyone that I meet. So
Yeah, I could believe it.
you wind up meeting some weird people this way. Like, I think I might have told you about while on your stream the whole first date that I accidentally crashed.
I don't know if I heard this one or not.
Oh yeah,
Maybe?
so while I was in Dublin, I was like alone that night, and I was like, okay, I want to go to a bar, not to drink, but for the social. And I sat next to these people at a bar, And they started talking to me, so it wasn't weird. But I'm an American, but that
It
part's
wasn't
weird.
No, I just think it's funny the way you said that.
Yeah, it is, hopefully. But so they start talking to me, and I'm like talking to them. The girl's like, she's in healthcare. She's pretty nice, actually, in a lot of ways. The guy's like an artist of some kind. He's kind of quieter. So the guy leaves mid-date for a smoke break, and so the girl is like to me, she's like, hey, I don't really know how this is going. I just like met him right now, and I'm being a good listening human being and going, uh-huh. So the guy comes back in from his smoke break with a random homeless lady from outside, and he comes to the girl he's on a first date with. By the way, this is their first date. I thought they were married before this happened, but
Oh my gosh.
I found out in my conversation with them that they were on a first date, and I accidentally crashed it, but they were okay with that, so okay. And so
Must not have been a very good first date then.
it was not. You're about to find out the worst part. Hang on. So the guy asks the girl he's on a date with, "Can you give her $5, or like €5 to the home?" He asked the girl he's on a date with to give it to the homeless person, and she's like, "No." All understandable until now. But the guy then says "F off" to her on their first date.
What the heck?
And that first date died within like 5 minutes after that happened. And I witnessed it in full time. And the girl went up to me after and said, "Thank you. I think you were my guardian angel on the whole situation." And I'm like, uh-huh. And
If she was willing to like talk to you, it must have not been like very good at all.
Yeah.
Right before.
I don't think it was going too well for them, but it's like, she was nice, he was nice, they did well. I was happy to meet them. It's a really funny story for the bank, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's one of the stories that you story with to have for people to explain yourself, and that's become one of my debut stories of like what I've witnessed and stuff. Because it's like, for them to be like, yeah, he's chill, and just start talking to me like, first of all, I'm an American in Dublin, that's weird. But and there's a lot of like American tourists who end up going to Dublin. But like the thing for me is, it's like, I'm not the whole kind of person where it's like, so tourists, right? There's a bunch of the ones that just like see statue, starts pointing at it and be like, oh my gosh. And then there's also a lot of Americans when they're tourists who are like, oh yeah, my family's from Ireland, like 4 generations back. And
I do have Irish descent.
I have Irish descent too. I'm an 8th Irish. But I don't. But there's a lot of Americans there who are literally like, yeah, I'm literally like from there, and they're actually not. But
yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's okay. I think it's okay to say like you have Irish descent, like ancestors and
Yeah.
stuff. But like, it's not. It's weird to be like, I'm Irish.
yeah, the only people who are allowed to be Irish are Irish YouTubers. No, there's actually a lot of Irish YouTubers. It's kind of crazy.
I think Ireland has like a thing where you can claim citizenship if you like have ancestors
Yeah, you
from there recent enough. And if I don't qualify, I know my mom does.
Yeah, I have a friend who qualifies for that actually, which is cool for her. And she wants to be a costume designer. So like, honestly, like, she should totally do it at some point. I've got a lot of people who are like close there, and the city's fun. Like, people when they meet me often assume that I'm the most like typical touristy person ever, because I'm like, hi, how are you? Great to meet you. You're doing great. But like, Irish people like kind of like can see through the crap like way better, or see through
They just don't deal with the BS.
Right, and I think they were all like chill, and they were like, yeah, you're genuine. Which is better than a lot of Americans, which, like, I feel like Americans have this tendency where we try to, like, manifest the garbage in someone when we first meet them.
Yeah, like, we somehow, like, all of our Americanisms come out, like, even stronger when, like, overseas or something.
I went with, like...
Which is embarrassing.
Yeah. I loved the area. I was right in this part of Dublin called the Liberties, and so one of the streets, they literally filmed there was like a little diner there called Fusco's, which was cool. All the local vendors I got used to talking to. I was dealing with like a mental health crisis there, and every Irish person that I met was so lovely about the whole situation. All the Europeans way better at dealing with everything than the Americans were. That's just the facts of the situation.
I mean, they also have like healthcare available to them though.
Right. Which is honestly mad respect for Europe on that. Like, Gosh, why is healthcare something that we have to pay for? You know?
Yeah, it's I have to pay a $200 bill for like when I sliced my finger open like a couple months ago.
Oh,
Um, and like they just glued my finger back together. Like,
I
but it's like, and it was like a couple thousand before insurance.
my weirdest injury that I had, right? Okay, so I cracked my head open, but I kid you not, I did it in a pillow fight.
That's hilarious. Like,
This was fifth grade, right? I was one of the few kids from that class that I kind of had connected with. Ultra conservative sort of dude. Don't really like him nowadays, but like his dad's coworkers with my dad. And he was kind of a jerk even back then. But so the whole story is we were downstairs and we are pillow fighting. And he managed to knock my head right into the corner of a wall.
ooh,
So that was an experience. And here's the thing, I did not cry once when this happened. I was like, no, I'm fine, don't worry. And he felt like so bad. It's like, no, don't worry, please. As things are just like going on, and then it's like we go to it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day 2013. I remember it so firmly. Oh my gosh.
the fact you can remember anything from that day is impressive.
I know. You'd expect me to get like brain damage or something, but like I was fine. It was good. But they glued my head. I had to do some things there, and then my dad comes home at the end of the day and is like, "That's why we never pillow fight in the house." And I'm like, "Yeah."
I mean, you can still get injured outside.
Yeah. No. I mean, not even just like in the house, but like. He's like, that's why pillow fighting is dangerous, which I just think's the funniest statement that comes from that. Like, pillow fighting and dangerous are two words I don't put together in statements often.
I mean, it wasn't the pillow that injured you; it was the wall.
Right.
But
Right.
it's still funny though. Like,
I think it's really funny that just happened and stuff. And it's like all of my injuries. Like, have you broken a bone or no?
I have. I broke my elbow at one point.
How did you break your elbow?
Oh god, that's embarrassing.
Sorry.
No, I mean you're fine. Like it's not that bad, but it's just, I get embarrassed about it. But like I was at a skate park with my friend, and I was on my bike, and I didn't realize like I was at the top of a ramp, but I wasn't planning on moving. But like the bike scooted forward more than I thought it would, and then it like fell down onto me like we fell off the ramp, and I hit my elbow first and it was broken, but...
That's not that okay. That's not embarrassing on my end, at least as the outsider who's hearing the story. I think that's understandable.
I mean, I fell off a ramp going like like less than a mile an hour, so like it was kind of embarrassing at the time because like I just fell off like this baby tiny ramp.
You know, but you were doing something cool, and that's what matters.
I guess, yeah.
I guess
but
I don't
like...
know. I don't know. Like for me, all of my injuries happened the only two like injuries that I had, the head thing, and then I cut my knee open tripping over myself once. Wildest thing is in the whole world. Like I don't get like hurt in like that traditional sense. I'm oddly enough pretty like resistant to getting hurt at this point, which is kind of wild. Like like my brother pushed me down the stairs as a child. I fell off a chair after reaching for a brownie when I was like 6 and had to go to the emergency room. Or not emergency room, but like at least
You
urgent
fell
care.
off a chair?
We
Getting a brownie.
I believe that's how it went. Yeah, it was the island at my old house, and we had a plate of brownies in the middle of the table. And I started reaching for it, and then I think I fell or something. I was a clumsy kid. Like I had this. Okay, so things about me, right? I've had issues with my hamstrings and stuff growing up, where it's like I had like tight hamstrings. I had to go to physical therapy for all through school, basically, right? And so the whole thing for it is it's like I was just not like physically capable in that whole sense as much of things. It's much more of like I was like fine. I got by on like anything. I could still do like whatever. But it's like I am just kind of accident prone or kind of accident prone in the whole sense where it's like things just go weirdly for me often. Like I feel like so many things in my life, and it's like it's weird because I don't think about it like normally, but it's like when I say it all out loud, like there's so many random things that just like happen in my life.
Yeah.
It's like man, like, this podcast has just been going through so many stories. It's been
Yeah. I mean, I think we've been going for like 3 hours or something like that.
we have been going for 2 hours almost.
Almost 2 hours?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I feel like we started earlier than
Well, you and I started
7.
calling earlier, but like we started recording at 7:04.
Okay. Okay, so we're almost at 2 hours. That's probably a good point. So, like,
yeah, I think I think it is.
that's
too.
a long podcast.
No, that's understandable. Well, anyways, for everyone who's been listening, thank you for tuning in for the 10th episode of Very Special Guest. And you?
Hi.
Hi. Bye. You're doing amazing. I'm proud of you. Have a lovely day.
Oh, thank you.